Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
He is the
Hawk is a
moral
good boy.
compass.
So he says.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
Mondo's in the
Quite the mystery.
sauna all the time.
What if they found out by accident?
He
Taka
is
is
not,
not
a serial killer,
Genocide Jack.
like was my theory.
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer
Turns
took
out
their
the
own
obvious was
handbook into
obvious.
the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa.
Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
It could have only been one person.
So like someone.
Who was it, Emily?
I don't
Was
want
it
it to be
Sayaka?
Mondo. It wasn't Sayaka.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Sayaka. As much as I want it to be Taka, Taka was naked when he went into the sauna.
Was it
So
Junko?
it couldn't have been Junko.
Was it Aoi?
Wow. I don't want it to be Mondo, but it seems like Mondo.
Was it Byakuya?
He was dressed in all his clothes. With the pocket. Put a handbook. Ah,
Here's my answer.
this is sad. I love him.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
No.
Why?
This is sad.
Why do you keep accusing him?
Yeah, your
Mondo
buddy.
and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
The towel.
Right, he had a towel over his cob.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
They were in there for like hours.
No,
They were.
hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found
know.
something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
We did? Okay.
Broken handbook, Aoi's account, Genocide Jack case file, Chihiro's handbook, card reader. Wow.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Okay.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Interesting.
Okay.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken,
Then
then
he's
that
carrying
proves
Leon's?
that what Makoto
Right.
said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
Does it?
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What was
What
his
the heck are you
secret, I
talking
wonder?
about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
That's got one resilient motherfucker then, because
I would say.
Jesus, like 1,000 baseballs.
There's a lot of
So
baseballs.
then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's. Yes?
But doesn't that
Yes.
violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Is
Oh,
this
did
where
we not
Byakuya
discuss
comes
her?
in and says, borrowing is just fine?
Well,
Let me
Oh, no.
define
that's
some
how I
words
look
for
at
you.
it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student.
Oh.
But if they're dead, they're not a student.
That's how you want to go about it?
It's kind
It's not loaning that's the problem. It's student that's the problem.
If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well,
Correcto.
Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
But we've
What's
been
wrong,
at this
bro?
for almost
Come on,
2 hours,
tell
so
me
it
it's wrong.
can't be.
You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That
Sure.
way,
You're going to have to make a comic after
we'll all see
this.
if I was right
Oh
or
yeah, that's
wrong.
right. Closing argument. Begin.
Boop, 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 boop. Okay, Chihiro was in the warehouse and Celeste was all like, where you going, kid? And she was all like, aha, nowhere. And then she was like, I see what you're doing there. And she was fingering the wall. No,
Oh.
let's see.
She was fingering the wall. There's that blue duffel bag with the blue tracksuit.
You're carrying a blue boy. And then she was all like, shit, you're right. And she stuffed it in there. And she's like, bye, friendo.
Whatever.
And she was all like, I painted my nails black. Act 2. We're in the locker room area. Something happens, and then something happens.
Oh. Something happens. It's
She walks up to the boys.
To the boys, yeah,
Goes
and then gets in. Yes.
Okay. And then
then
she's like, it's my friend, though. And he's like, what up, dude? And she's all like, today at work was exhausting. And she's like,
Like-
Nani? And then, let's see. Okay, so maybe he's like, I'm lifting weights.
Working out.
And then
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna kill this person, and then death.
And
There
then,
was a this
batter
on the poster.
Oh, no.
Dumbbell to the ground. Gasp! I did it. Chihiro dead. Chihiro dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start cleaning this place up.
He rolled up a carpet.
And then Leon
Probably-
threw the crystal ball.
Right, Leon is
Why is
suddenly
that
back.
here?
I don't know.
He took down
cleaning
the
up.
poster.
Yeah. Yep.
Picked
He
up the
got
body.
Yep. He put the body in the girls' locker room somehow. Door. He got into the girls' locker room.
In
So.
something happens, and then.
Oh, and then.
Can we? Is it right click? Is it space? Which locker room did the
locker-
killer move
Yeah.
to? Girls.
The locker room.
Girls'
door.
locker room.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
In.
He got in.
Killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the scene of the crime. Oh.
He put up the poster. There was one of him putting up the
Yes.
poster. They are. That was a lot of work.
Oh boy, it sure was. And then
did some
Byakuya was
stuff.
like, I'm going into the girls' locker room for no fucking reason. Oh, there's a dead body.
Yeah.
And
This'll
then,
be good time.
with
was
my
one of him
extension
getting-
cord in hand already.
Yeah.
You
about
fucker.
that. So, yeah, there's
No, that's the
that.
next one.
Oh, that is the next frame. Okay, yeah, take that
so
down.
that's not it.
There you go. Right
Is it
there.
this?
I think so. He
Yeah,
walked in.
probably.
He's like a
Tied her
fucked
up.
up freak.
And then he wrote Bloodlust. Oh, shit. Bloodlust.
There you go.
Completed crime scene with the big boobed supermodel.
Hell
Act
yeah.
5. Something? Tosses it in there. He's angry. Something.
Okay. What's that?
This?
Yeah.
It's a handbook falling on the ground or breaking. Maybe that's the last thing. Is it breaking? And then Leon threw the crystal ball.
Right. Right.
Maybe not.
This is Mondo disposing of evidence.
Is it that one then?
Oh, yeah, in the sauna. Yep.
The killer is you!
You think something else is up?
Let's take a look back to before the incident.
Duffel bag.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
No. You're wrong!
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
You think something else is off in the beginning?
Uh-oh.
I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Haha. Ding. That's a
That's
blue
something
track
was a
jacket.
blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime.
Oh, you might be right.
Like these two with
She
the
made
door.
her way to the
Yeah.
locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Ah, shit.
Damn it.
You go there. And you go there.
Freaking
Ah.
door.
The killer is you!
Yeah. Oh, good.
Uh,
It skips to where you got it wrong. Nice.
yeah.
She made her way to the locker
Specifically the boys. How could it do it? Because Chihiro was actually a boy.
Simple.
Nice.
Because she was really a he.
You were right.
is-
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Aaron was really bad at these. Did I mention
Once
that?
inside,
Was he?
met someone
Extremely.
else. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
I'm not surprised. Love him though I do. He has no patience for this kind of
Seems
thing.
likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
Dun dun. Crunch. Ugh. Yeah, like a melon.
and that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Wham. Ba-bum, ba-bum.
He did it. How could you, Mondo?
It
I
was
loved
likely
you.
in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
It's pretty shitty.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
A lot of heavy lifting.
They changed
is.
the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Is that what you would call it?
Yes. Is that what they call it professionally? Not sure.
That could have been the end of things, but no.
Some asshole had to come in and fuck with shit because he thinks it's a game.
Byakuya
Yeah, there was
discovered the
this.
body and decided to intervene in the
Be a
situation.
fucked up son of a
making
bitch.
things even more complicated.
Yeah.
Literally the worst character.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
Yeah, I do kind of still hate you
Then,
more.
They're both
using
pretty
Junko's
awful.
own blood,
They are.
he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
For reasons
Around
we
the same
can't quite
time that
explain.
Byakuya was putting together this facade, Killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Swoo. Wham. Grr. Break.
And just
What
as the
was your
killer
secret?
expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that
Not
right,
Mondo.
Complete.